Hey all, and welcome back. It always makes me happy when Shozy sends me a package with Dr.Wu on it. Today, we have the new Menace King, which is their micro machine-sized Megatron. This is something I had pre-ordered forever ago, and has finally shown up. Let's go ahead and jump in the packaging before we get too far into it. We have a nice illustration in the front. We have Menace King. This is stuck to the same size as the other packaging. I'm glad he's consistent. Little gun illustration on the side, continuing the illustration there, and on the back we have a photo of the alt mode. There's not a whole lot to it. It's simple, it's effective, and it fits pretty well in storage. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging and see if he's worthy of our collection. Now in the packaging we have Menace King himself, a set of instructions, a nicely printed card that mirrors the image used on the packaging, and 3 pieces here that are add-ons for the gun. I looked through the instructions, and I also looked through the pictures on Shozy's website where I got this from, and there is not a use for this like you might expect. So I don't know if you've seen, but this has been something that has been done in the past where these kind of combine and actually have kind of a canon purpose. It's not designed that way. I think had this been made a little bit differently, we could have had it, but just know these are accessories just for gun mode unless you get creative and find a way to utilize them as a weapon in bot mode. Now, before we get into robot mode, I wanted to kind of cover the alt mode. It is so rare that we get a gun Megatron anymore that it's actually pretty amazing when we get one in this scale that does transform. So first, I want to compare him to the MP1 Megatron gun. And as you can see, he's not a whole lot bigger. However, because of his size, there's not going to be a lot of transformers going to hold him. Maybe, Metroplex or even the oversized MP1 or MP10, but there's not going to be a lot of figures that can hold this just because of the thickness of the handle, you can see here, and the lack of a trigger hole available. But even so, it looks pretty solid. Now let's go ahead and do the transformation, which honestly is really impressive. First, we're going to take off the muzzle extension. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to open the legs, and that's going to release the stock. Now, this is the part that I am most impressed with. So we fold these up. We'll get some little wings and have a flying gun Megatron. But we put these up here, and this rotates. So you have this flat panel here that gives you the handle for your gun. And then you fold the feet down, the legs like so, and they hinge. And you got your little girl walk mode here. These are the skirts, which the bottom part folds in. And then we have our skirt. This unpegs like so. I do find that the peg for this does come off pretty easily, so this piece will pop off as you do it, but it's not a big deal. Fold that down, so you get the barrel back, then fold that down. Pop this off. Rotate the waist like so. Barrel folds up. Then we hand out. Okay, so fold the trigger, or the hammer, not the trigger. Torso goes like so, and then the arm comes down, and once you do that, we can pop the hand out. Let's move this out of the way, it might be easier. Pop our hand out. Rotate the arm so it hides the trigger. We'll put our barrel on like so. And then the head is also a cool transformation, which is we pull this back, head folds out, goes forward. Like, for something so small, this is the most impressive complete transformation from one mode to another. Now, we have honestly what is a really great looking robot mode. It's got great details here. See if we can get everything in focus here. We've got the nice details in the face, the painted areas on the abdomen, painted shins, the gun. The back has a little bit of sacrifices made for the screws and whatnot, but look at what it did. Considering we went from this gun mode to this, and it is this small, this is pretty amazing. I would love to see the same technique applied to a Voyager scale figure. I think that would be doable with a little bit more parts forming. We could probably have a pretty solid figure. Now, let's go ahead and get into articulation. As far as articulation goes, you can see the transformation lends itself to a little bit. However, because of having to do so many things, it is a little finicky because everything is so small. And the one finicky part would be this shoulder here. So we have this hinge that's for the transformation, and also adds a little bit to the articulation, but as you're fiddling around with it, expect that to drop a little bit. On the end of it, we have a ball joint, which gives full range of motion there. On the elbow, a ball joint as well. The hand can move due to transformation, but not really posable. Same thing on the left, we have a ball joint in the shoulder, which gives you full range of motion, but we have a hinge on that elbow. Gives you a 90, but that's really all you need because he's just going to be posing with his gun. Hand can fold in as part of the transformation. Head is on a ball joint, so you get a whole range of motion because of that. It's a little stiff, but that's fine, so it's not floppity. And that same gimmick here, even though it does come apart, you could probably use to look up more if you wanted to. Then we go to waist rotation, and our skirts here can go out to the side. We can't do full splits because of collision here, but it is still pretty good movement. We have ball joints at the hips here, and as you can see, it's a double joint here, so it's jointed at that area and then also a little bit further in. It's on a hinge, I believe, so it allows you to get the legs wider out. On the knee, we have a 90. However, due to the transformation, you can get a double knee out of it. It breaks the area up there. However, if it's like that, no one's going to notice. And then lastly, we have toe articulation, so you can get those nice spread out stances. So yeah, awesome transformation. Aesthetics is great, really nails it. I mean, there's a couple of versions of this. We'll see, any colorway there's ever been of Megatron in a cartoon and or toy line, you're gonna see a color of this figure, which is fine because that makes one for everyone. And it justifies Dr. Wu doing it because he can kind of maximize the mold. And let's go ahead and get some comparisons. With some modern Headmaster releases, with the world's smallest Optimus Prime and Soundwave, with the core class Megatron, and with Dr. Wu's Optimus Prime. Here we have him with Earthrise Megatron, and here he is with Masterpiece Megatron. So my final thoughts for this is I was kind of worried that it took so long for them to release it, that they might not get it right. That how hard it was going to be for them to build a gun that turns into a robot on this scale. However, considering what was needed, I understand why it took so much time. But the articulation is good, the aesthetic is good, the transformation is fun, both modes are great, and it does the thing I love the most. So, being a big fan of Micro Machines growing up, I have these sets here, and that is where this fits in perfect. We have more Dr. Wu figures here, and as you can see, at this size, it's perfect for these play sets. If I was a kid and I had access to these, I would have been in heaven because you've got the play sets you can put in your pocket, and you have Transformers that look cool, that would work with it. While yes, they are a little bit bigger than Micro Machines, they do work with the play sets, and the cars are decent size for, setting up the scenes. So anyway, I got mine at Show's eStore. I'll put a link in the description below where you can get yours as well. Don't forget to let us know in the comments if this is worthy of your collection. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.